Hey everyone, so this is my second video log in Thailand, and even though it's my second one, it's going to be talking about the first part of my trip because right now I'm sitting in the Chiang Mai airport and I'm heading down to the south where I'm going to be doing a scuba diving course with Andrew, and we're going to be going rock climbing in Railay and Tonsai as well, and I'm super excited, but I only took my first video log video earlier today, and it was only talking about the last couple of days, so I want to talk about the first part of my trip just so I can remember about it later. And there's going to be lots of pictures that I'll post to social media things to go along with them so that it's not just a story, but I'll just talk about my travels so far. So Andrew and I landed in Bangkok about a week ago, and we stayed at a hostel in a place called Koh San Road. And Koh San Road is a very interesting place because it attracts a lot of tourists that are really young. And Andrew and I are like 27 now, and just seeing all these people who are, many of them are from Germany and London. That's where we've seen the most people, I think. They're all like really heavily into partying, and we're not so much into that anymore, I guess. Not that we were into it for that long at all, but we're really into just like going out and seeing a lot of stuff and going around town, seeing the sights, but not being too touristy at the same time. And we really want to just like see the country, see the people who live here, experience a different culture, try lots of food, and meet some people and learn some stories along the way. So Bangkok was fun, but we were only there for a day because the big city life was just a bit too much for us. Like we wanted to, it just was too much like home, I guess, and we wanted to see something else. So it was an interesting place, although the thing about Bangkok is that it's so tourist heavy that the locals there try to take advantage of everyone. And so where we're staying, there's like night markets and stuff, and you go there and you ask how much like a pair of pants costs or something, because they have really cheap clothes, cheap everything really, because everything is very affordable there. But you go for a pair of pants or things that you want to bring back as gifts, and you ask them like, how much does this cost? And they say that costs like 450 baht, which is 100 baht is worth roughly like $3.50 American or Canadian, I think. Somewhere around there. So they say like 450 baht. And you say like, I don't know, and they say, okay, well, like, what do you want to pay, basically? And they hand you a calculator, and they just say, here, take this, and type in your price, and there's basically a set price for every single thing that they're willing to go as low as, and they won't go any lower than, but basically, you just have to figure out what that price is through bartering and negotiating, which is kind of fun, but if you aren't very good at that, you get ripped off quite easily, I guess. So that happened. We also in Bangkok went to go see a lot of temples and stuff, and other sites. But again, like driving around town, the drivers of the tuk-tuks, which are like small motor vehicles, they're all in it to just like try to rip off tourists as well. So we learned pretty quickly that they don't have our interests in mind, and they just want to like make a quick buck for themselves, which is understandable because their country has become a tourist place and we're being tourists in it. So we went to talk to this one guy who seemed very nice at the time and said like, I'll take you to all these sites for 40 baht. And we said like, okay, like that sounds great. And he gave us this map and told us all these places he was going to take us, most of which I think were made up. And along the way, he stopped at like 2 suit shops, and that's how it works there. The drivers bring us to the suit shops, and if we buy something, they get like a gas coupon or something, so that maybe they don't make much money selling us or like with the fare, but then they can drive all day long and not have to pay for it. So it's basically money for them. But none of us wanted to like buy suits, because while they may be like well made and not too expensive, I still don't feel like paying $200 for a new suit when I don't really need one. So that's what happened in Bangkok, and then we were out of there. And I think we were happy to get out of there. We were only there a day, and really a day was enough for us. So that was Bangkok. Then we flew to Chiang Mai. we were going to take a train, but we were just realizing that we're only here for such a short amount of time that I'm just sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm in an airport here and there's lots of things to see, but a train would have been really interesting to take because we get to see the countryside, but we also just realized we're on a bit of a time crunch and we wanted to just see more things. And a flight from Bangkok to the northern area was only like, I think like $80 or something like that. So, and the train was probably going to be 50. So the extra 30 bucks to like get there in an hour instead of 12 hours was totally worth it, I think, for us. So we flew to Chiang Mai and we stayed at a hostel called Gap's House. And it just like, it was just like this place in an alleyway, but it was like a forest in the middle of an alleyway. It was really cool. It was really cool. Had an amazing vegetarian buffet with like 6 different Thai dishes, and Thai food is amazing. It's one of my favorite kinds of food, and I could totally eat it for every meal of the day, and I have been doing that. I've been having green curry for breakfast, and then red curry for lunch, and maybe Penang curry for dinner, or pad Thai, or anything else. It's all so delicious and so healthy, and I'm just really enjoying the food here a lot. But Chiang Mai is a lot smaller. It's a beautiful place. We rented the scooters that I put up. Whoa! Dropped my phone. Rented scooters for really cheap and motored around town to see things. We got our first Thai massage, which was amazing and very affordable. I think it was like 200 baht, so like maybe like $8 or something like that for an hour-long massage. And the Thai style is very cool. They have ways of like using their whole body to massage you and like pushing, like sometimes like standing on top of you or like throwing you upon their legs on your back so that to put lots of pressure on different points of your body, and it's very, very relaxing. And I'm probably going to get several more while I'm here because why not? It's so affordable. So that's what we did in Chiang Mai. We walked around a lot. We saw lots of different things in the small town. Well, it's not that small, but it's small in comparison to Bangkok. But at this point in our trip, we still hadn't met a lot of people, which we were a bit disappointed in because we were doing the hostel thing and we wanted to meet lots of people. So we were just basically, it was mostly just Andrew and I hanging out together, which is fine because Andrew and I get along very well. And we saw lots of things. But we started after 2 or 3 days there. We decided that we wanted to go somewhere else because Andrew and I aren't one to like, we're not on this vacation, if you want to call it that, while we're backpacking to sit back and relax, because we want to see the whole country. We want to see as much as we can in the short amount of time we have, and so we don't want to just like sit around and drink beers on a patio or something. We want to like get out and see everything we can. So we